Hi, my name is Sasha Carpenter, and I'm doing my All About Me presentation. I will be focusing on three major factors that has helped me to become who I am today. These factors are major communication lines for me. They will be scenarios from friends, family, and romantic partners. So, within my detailed scenarios, I will explain how those situations brought out skills in me that I needed to go further. This class has really been wow. Interpersonal communications and just different things that we can try to do to better how we interact with one another, to better our communications in the workforce, to better our communications in our home, to better communications whether we're in school or wherever we may be. This class has really brought and opened up many eye-opening situations that has helped in my daily life. So I am excited about sharing things that are all about me and how I have developed. First, friendships. I'm going to share how a roommate situation changed my entire life. Friends, I remember our lessons in friendship in chapter 10. Friendship in our lives. We have come across many people in this world. We have come across many things in life. And all of those things that we come across are all brought together to help us and to prepare us even more for the job and the role that God has for us. God has blessed me with some very precious people that I like to call friends. These people in this picture, you will see how working together on one goal, you will be able to create more than you can ever imagine. You'll be able to learn things, and you'll be able to work through difficult situations with the help of other people. Friendships. I'm the type of person to where I know a lot of people, but I don't hang around a lot of people. I'm familiar with a lot of faces, but I don't proclaim to have a big group of friends that I can go to for anything. So this topic was a very, very, very interesting one to share. So my friend name is going to be Sheila. I met Sheila when I was in the community college, and so happily me and Sheila worked together. Sheila would discuss many things to me about her private life, and I would discuss some things with her about my private life. With me being the person that I am, people have always been able to come to me and discuss life with me or just discuss whatever they're feeling with me. So that's the type of relationship me and Sheila had. We were able to discuss anything we needed to discuss. This friendship and this workmanship eventually led to roommates. I moved out of the house with my parents and out of the house that my parents bought me for graduation to move closer to campus, closer to what was going on in the school environment, and I wanted to be a part of the action. So I left my country scenario and I moved in with this friend that I met at work and that I also knew because I had classes with her. In this friendship, we we traveled a lot. We had a lot of responsibilities. We had bills. We had things that we never had to worry about before. Parents usually would take care of those things, right? But no, now I'm out of the house and I'm on my own, and I dealt with a situation with my roommate Sheila to where bills were not being paid on time, all the time. We ended up getting an eviction notice to go to court to solve our case for our living arrangements. We ended up, our friendship ended abruptly throughout different things that happened in it. Sheila would not come up with her part of the bills. She wouldn't do what she needed to do to make our living arrangements work. I was friends with Sheila for about 4 years before our friendship ended abruptly. Now, within our friendship, I wasn't in the mindset of understanding communication and expressing how you feel fully, and not allowing those things to stay on the inside of me. So those things led to many different situations that built up over a long period of time by me not expressing myself when it was needed. One situation that me and Sheila went through was when she moved someone into our home. I had recently lost my job and my brother, and many things had happened during this time. So I was in a very unfamiliar place in my life. And Sheila, she was in her own place in her life. And bills still were not being paid. I lost my job, and a lot of things were happening and going on. After observing some things that happened in our friendship, I realized that it was time for me to go back home before this ends badly, or before I'm just too far out to even go back home. So I left in the middle of the night, basically. I packed up my mom's car while my friend Sheila was at work, and I left. 4 years of living with a person, and one night I decided to just leave. I no longer wanted to deal with the different things that I was noticing. How when Sheila didn't have a job, I was the one paying all of the bills. I was the one taking care of everything from food to gas to whatever needed to be taken care of. I was responsible for it. However, when I lost my job, I didn't have that same reciprocity back to me. I didn't have that same leverage. I didn't have anyone looking out for me to make sure that things still needed to be done were taken care of. One thing that I noticed in our friendship with communication skills were that if I would have spoken up more about things that I noticed that were changing, if I would have looked at the relationship in the different aspects that I've learned in class, the I thou, the I we, the I you, the different perspectives that we can look at a situation when we're going through it. By me leaving without discussing anything with her, this led to a miscommunication. Why did you leave? What was going on? And now that I have gotten older, we have been able to establish a mutual respect for each other. Even though our relationship is not as close as it once was, through communicating on an adult level, we have mutual respect regardless of how things turned out when we were younger. And this, by communicating, even when things don't go how we want them to go, we're able to build relationships and build things closer together. And that's what I have learned through this class when I come with my friends, how to communicate. so that we can experience the love that is shared. This is not Sheila, but this is someone who means a lot to me. This is my best friend and her daughter. She is my goddaughter. And the love that has been brought into my life from these two people, from communicating with her since I was about 4 or 5 years old. Communication with friends. We build bonds that are undestroyable no matter what goes on by communicating effectively. And that is what I have learned, especially when it comes to friends. Another aspect I would like to talk about in my communication skills is family. I believe that true peace comes from knowing that God is in control. Me and my family went through a very trying time. About 5 years ago, we lost my brother. He passed away at the age of 27. This left me and my family in a position to go through loss, to go through bereavement, to go through tragedy. We faced many things and dealt with problems even when we didn't know how to effectively communicate those problems with each other, or didn't even know that we were dealing with the situation. My parents have always taught me about love. Love was the only communication that brought us through our tough time. Love was the only language that stood to be something that we could recognize when everything around us was changing. There were times where we didn't talk about what was going on. Maybe we didn't know how. Maybe we were going through those different stages of dealing with a loss. There were times when we didn't understand how to deal with losing someone that you have had in your life for all of your life. How do you communicate these things? How do you deal with these feelings? How do you go about life as you knew it without the resources and the people that you once knew it to be? We went through not talking. We went through many levels of growth. We went through so many things within these 5 years that have actually brought us together. God has been so good in helping us to communicate beautiful things with one another. And by us dealing with our issues, in communicating as much as we know how, and because of this class, I've been able to learn other ways to help my family communicate. So the smiles that you see will remain. That the smiles, this is my family, this is my niece, well, this is my goddaughter, this is my niece, that is myself. And what we have come as a family since losing my brother is beautiful. The communication that we have established with each other has been impeccable, and it's actually greater than my childhood, because now I understand my parents in ways that I never knew. So those things that would make me upset no longer make me as upset, because we have an understanding with each other because of how we're able to communicate. I don't blame things on them. I don't play the blame game, because I know how to deal with my feelings. I know now how to communicate effectively what I have learned, and I'm just excited about using this in more of my me scenarios with my life. And my last and final communication skill that I have learned has been with my relationship partners. My first love of 5 years, we had to end our relationship due to different beliefs. We both had different religious backgrounds, both in the Christian aspect. However, the way we operated and did things was quite different. And it was so different to him so that he did not want to be a part or come to the facility anymore. And that caused oh wow, that was very hard to deal with. Chapter 11 talks about committed romantic relationships, and in that relationship we had passion, we had commitment, we had intimacy, and to have to end that due to a communication scenario of what you believe and what I believe is not compatible. Had we discussed our beliefs before getting so seriously involved, we would have knew or known where each person stood in the relationship, and we would have knew how to better handle that. However, that relationship taught me so much. Even though the relationship had a lot of great qualities, I learned a lot about communication in that. I learned to never hold things in, even when you want to make that relationship work and you don't want to hurt that person's feelings. So whatever he does, you let it slide, even though it's bothering you very badly, to where you don't want to be a part of the relationship anymore. But because you love them so dearly, you put up with the different things in that relationship just to keep the relationship alive. And communication comes into part by me expressing, hey, you know, when you do such and such, it makes me not know how to handle the feelings that I get when witnessing this. And or just by being honest, I notice that relationships have a positive effect, and you can change a lot of things. And even though that relationship ended hurt me very badly, I learned so much. It hurt me badly because I couldn't have it because of the differences in beliefs. But now I'm thankful that it didn't happen, because by me eventually standing up for what I believed in and communicating how I truly felt, it brought about an inner peace. It brought about an inner peace in me that cannot be taken away. Now, all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. And everything that I experienced and that I've talked about, from my friendship and how our roommate storm, I'm going to call it a roommate storm, with my family, and how my brother's passing was a storm. Excuse me. And to my romantic partnership, and how we were not able to continue due to a difference in belief storm. All of these storms came and have created a clearer path in my life, and now I'm able to communicate myself even better when I'm placed in another friendship with my family and even with a romantic partner. Everything I didn't do then, I'm able to communicate effectively now, with great thanks to this class. Thank you.